What's the deal, world? I go by the name of Beisbol, and we are back with the BYC Gaming New York Mets franchise series, episode 21. We back at Citi Field. Is going down in a major way per usual. Mets currently riding a 5-game winning streak. Playing some really good baseball right now. Swept the Los Angeles Dodgers, swept by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Then we followed that up by sweeping the St. Louis Cardinals. Go check that episode out. We had that 14-run third inning, 12-run third inning against the St. Louis Cardinals. Check that out in episode 20. Here we are with episode 21. David Peterson is your starter. Starts it off with a 92 mile per hour sinker low. Mets currently in first place in the NL East. You love to see it. Nico Hoerner starting things off for the Cubs. Mets beat the Cubs in the previous game. Edwin Diaz came on and got a save. First out of the game, retired by the center fielder Harrison Bader, as we get a look at the Chicago Cubs lineup. Dansby Swanson, former Atlanta Brave, very familiar with this ballpark. Tauchman steps into the box. Or Tauchman? I'm gonna call him Mike. His mama name him Mike. I'm gonna call him Mike. 0-1 count to the 10th round pick in the 2013 draft. Peterson with a nice slider right there. We got 0-2 count. (0-2 count. Low. See if we can get him with the slider right here. 1-2 count. Got him to swing and miss. 2 down here in the first. First K of the game for David Peterson. David Peterson got off to a really good start at the beginning of the season. If you go back and check out MLB The Show playlist, you'll see some of his starts early in the season. He had some really good starts out the gate as Cody Bellinger steps in with 2 outs here, down 0-1 in the count. I've been doing top 5s with all the teams that I've played against. So I guess I'll do a top 5 Cubs. We'll do that in the top of the second as Bellinger fouls that one off. I'll give myself a little time to think about it. Peterson still working the 0-2 count against Bellinger.
1 ball, 2 strike.
First ball is thrown right there as a changeup misses low. I don't want to throw too many pitches right here, so I'm going to just throw a sinker in the zone. I was trying to get him to swing it, ground that one out, but Bellinger stares at it for strike 3. Second K of the inning for Peterson, and the Cubs will retire quickly. Mets due up in the bottom half of the first, starting off with Jeff McNeil. Jordan Wicks is the starter today.
The second baseman,
Jeff McNeil going to lead things off. Lefty-lefty matchup. Very generous location right there by the umpire. The Cubs 8th in the NL wild card. Once again, the Mets in first place right now in the NL East. Riding a 5-game win streak, looking to keep things going. Good swing there from McNeil, but it's going to be popped right to center. Bellinger catches it with no problem. 1 out. So there you see McNeil leading things off, 11 for 41 in the last 10 games, batting at .287 for the year. Francisco Alvarez hit a home run in the previous game. He was the player of the game, getting the Mets a win over Chicago. In steps Starling Marte, who started off really well to begin the season, then had a little bit of a slow stretch. Now he's trending upwards. As you see, the batting average back up to 242 after dropping to the low 200s at a point. Count even at 1. Marte been moving around the outfield, played a little DH, so he's been a key part of what we're doing. This one popped down the line. You know, it's wild. It actually stayed fair. And that one's retired by the left fielder. 2 gone now. Here comes a man that needs no introduction. 12-game hitting streak. 321 batting average, 8 home runs, 22 RBIs. Lindor off to a really good start. Also has 7 stolen bases on the season. That is good enough for first on the Mets. Right now he's down 0-2. It's Jordan Wicks, who has 3 wins on the season, off to a good start against the Mets.
1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2 count. Lindor fouls off the slider.
Three and 2.
Full count. That one probably would have been a walk. It was a little close, so he fouled off. Payoff pitch on the way. And that's going to be a walk.
Batting fourth, the first baseman.
Y'all know who's coming up next.
Alonso.
Pete Alonso. I've definitely got to get a look at the pitches for Jordan Wicks. There you see Pete Alonso, 3rd in the National League in OPS. Clean over 1,000. Puts a good swing on this baseball. Oh, I thought it was going to stay in the park, but it does not. Pete going around for 3. He's probably going to get thrown out, though. Yeah. I'll take the double, but I wanted Pete to get a triple. It's all good. Thankfully, we get that run home. A little aggressive on the base pass. That leads to the 3rd out. All right, so that was very exciting. I will not lie. Just wish Pete Alonso would have been in there safely. Stepping in now is Patrick Wisdom. 0-1 count. Count now 0-2 after he fouls that one off. So let's talk about top 5 Cubs. I'm not saying these are the best Cubs. I'm not saying these should be on anybody else's list. These are my guys. All right, these are some of my favorite guys I've seen to wear their uniforms. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and get one out the way that is going to be controversial, as Wisdom swings and misses through the curveball, and that'll be the 3rd strikeout right there for David Peterson. First name's going to be controversial. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Sammy Sosa. Now, I know he's got accusations and probably has proof of it, but steroids, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be real with you. I'm a long-time baseball fan. I've been watching baseball since the early 90s, since I was a youth them. Truth be told, man, I don't have, I get it. Cheaters should be criticized and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But Man, when it comes to Sammy Sosa, I think I said this about Mark McGwire in the Cardinals episode. You can't tell the story of baseball without Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. I'm sorry, bro. Like, same thing with Pete Rose. Same thing with Roger Clemens, man. Sosa and McGwire specifically, that summer where they were chasing the record as David Peterson sits down another one on K's. This time it's Suzuki swinging and missing on a changeup. Nasty. Timing way off on that one. And there are 2 outs. But, you know, I just feel you can't tell the story of baseball without that 98, I think it was the year, that 98 run where Sosa and McGwire are hitting home runs and making people fall in love with the game of baseball again. That's just me. I know some of their records may be tainted, but that was some of the most exciting baseball to watch, man. It is what it is, in my opinion. We'll talk about more top 5 Cubs, in my humble opinion, when we get back. And we got some stats for Sammy Sosa.
Leading up for the Mets, the designated hitter, Francisco Alvarez.
Francisco Alvarez steps in now. Down 0-2 after fouling off the 84-mile-per-hour slider right there. 0-2 count. Another slider. That one is nasty. Alvarez set down on strikes right there. So Sammy Sosa had just under 9,000 at-bats, 2,400 hits, 609 home runs. That is a wild number right there. Trace Thompson steps into the box. Trace was a guy that hit a home run in the previous game along with Francisco Alvarez. That time he's late on the fastball, and it's quickly a 0-2 count against Trace. So Sosa was a 7-time All-Star, most valuable player, and of course, home run derby champion at a point as well. Full count to Trace Thompson. Fouls off the curveball. We'll do 3-2 again. This one grounded to second. Nico Horner makes the play, and there's 1 out. Excuse me, 2 outs here in the inning. Omar Narvaez stepping into the box. Wicks getting closer to 30 pitches here. Narvaez, this umpire's got a wide strike zone. Late on that one. Count gonna move to 0-2. Narvaez with 2 RBIs in his few appearances on the season. Now in a 1-2 count. Ooh, his slider is really good. Sat down on strikes. The Mets retired again. We're headed to the top of the third.
Leading off for the Cubs, the designated hitter, Christopher Morel.
Christopher Morel steps in. Peterson starts him off with a fastball. 2-1 count to Morel. That one fouled off. 2-2 count. This one grounded to Pete Alonso. Alonso steps on the bag, and that'll be the first out. So I got to shout out Mark Grace. Won the 2001 World Series with the Diamondbacks, but I definitely remember him with the Cubs. I think he played about, 12 years with the Cubs, if I'm not mistaken. 4-time Gold Glover. 3-time All-Star. That one's fouled off. He's got almost 2,500 hits for his career, 173 home runs, but the career batting average for how long he played, 301 for his career. 0-2 count to Yan Gomez, who's batting 260 on the season. Peterson looking for another strikeout early in this ball game. 0-2 count. This one grounded to Beatty, who gloves it, throws it. That'll be the second out.
The first baseman, number 22.
Wrigley Field, definitely one of the most legendary venues, I think, in America. Easily, man. From the Ivy to being able to watch the game like across the street. What's that, Wayland? This one hit down the line. Nice play by Brett Beatty. Throws it down to first base. Alonso gloves it. And the Mets are due up here in the bottom of the third. Bader, Beatty, and McNeil.
Leading up for the Mets, the center fielder, Harrison Bader. 1-0.
Bad timing there from Bader. It's going to lead to a pop-up to third. Wisdom going to catch it. And that'll be the first out. All right, due up here is Brett Beatty. I want to give MLB The Show credit for that little cutscene you see right there, where now the scoreboard, shows a little overlay for the batter coming up, like they do in real life. Now, when they're really going to take it to the next level is when you can put highlights in there. That would be fire. Beatty puts a good swing on the fastball. It's going to be popped to left, and that'll be the second out. Next person I want to shout out in the list of my favorite Cubs, it's the 1998 Rookie of the Year, Kerry Wood. He had a 20 strikeout game, which is still incredible to me. I think I've only done that maybe once or twice in the show, like 20 Ks or more. I actually did it with the Mets once with Noah Syndergaard back when he was on the squad. And McNeil's going to pop this one to shallow right. Suzuki's going to come up, make the catch. And that'll be the end of the third inning. So, yeah, Kerry Wood, 233 strikeouts. You know what I'm saying? Like, in your rookie year, it's crazy. Like, I think his best strikeout year was 266 in 2003, if I'm not mistaken. But that's wild, bro. An incredible number of Ks for the young Cubs starter. He was a flamethrower. He was definitely that deal. I gotta shout out Eric Karros. Wait a minute. Am I mixing up Eric Karros to somebody else? Okay, yeah, I am. Because Eric Karros played with the Cubs, but most of his career was with the Dodgers. So I'm not going to shout out Eric Carroll. Shout out to him, but not for this top list. I don't know who I'm mistaking Eric Carroll's for. Who else was on the team during that time? Either way, I know one of the other names I want to shout out is Francisco Lindor. Makes a throw to first, and that'll be another out. Even though I know he's now a Yankee, and, you know, most of us Mets fans supposed to not show no love to Yanks and all that stuff, but I just love the game, so I'm going to keep it a band. Anthony Rizzo, man. The fact that he and, you know, John Lester and David Ross, Chris Bryant, all those guys were a part of ending that championship drought for the Cubs. That was really dope to watch, man, as a baseball fan. I hope to feel that way when either the Mets, the Knicks, or the Jets are able to finally do that for me as a fan, man. I hope it happens in my lifetime. Hopefully it happens here on the channel, here on BYC Gaming, as a base hit given up there by David Peterson. And yes, that is the first hit of the game. I was trying not to mention it, but that was definitely the first pitch of the game. First hit of the game for the Cubs comes in the fourth with 1 out. Cody Bellinger down 0-2 in the count. He's going to hit this one to short. Lindor makes a nice play, but not going to be able to get out Bellinger at first. 2 outs there. Patrick Wisdom steps in now. 0 for 1 on the day so far. The sinker has been working for Peterson. Wisdom lays off the changeup, 85 miles per hour. And the ball, same thing for the fastball, down low. 3-1 count. Count now full at 3-2. 48th pitch of the game on the way for Peterson. It's a payoff pitch. Man on first. 2 outs. We'll do it again. Wisdom slaps that one down the line. Foul ball. This one grounded to Brett Beatty. Throw to first is in time. And the Mets retire the Cubs once more. First hit of the game coming here in the fourth. Mets only with 1 hit as well, but it gives us a 1-0 lead.
Leading up for the Mets, the left fielder, Starling Marte. Oh. 1-0.
I'm going to shout out another Cub. Shout out to Ryan Sandberg. I watch mostly highlights and stuff like that from him. You know, shout out to Alfonso Soriano. He was a really good player in his time in Chicago. I know most people know him from the Yankees, but Soriano was solid in Chicago as well. Speaking of solid, very solid contact up the middle for Starling Marte. Base hit. And the Mets got a man on first with nobody out. Ooh, good swing from Lindor. At the warning track, it's Tauchman, and that's going to be the first out. Good swing there by Lindor. Probably just missed it right there. Good swing timing. All right, Peter Lons. Okay, hold on. I just thought about something that we got to address. Shout out to everybody that follows BYC Gaming on TikTok, Instagram, you know, YouTube, etc., right? So I posted a short, which I thought was funny, you know what I mean, of good swing timing, swing and miss. Y'all know I use the OG controls here on MLB The Show. That one low for a ball, 2-2 count. So y'all know I use the OG controller. Don't use PCI. Y'all see I pitch without the meter. A lot of people criticize people that play that way. It's just how I enjoy the game. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pop up there from Pete O'Neill. Pete O'Neill. That's a new character. Pete Alonso. As he hits it the opposite way and flies out. Alvarez now due up. But point being, yo, there was a lot of y'all criticizing me. I wasn't posting that video to complain about good swing timing and a miss. As a swing and a miss from Alvarez there happens. I wasn't complaining about it. I was just making an observation. Because I do feel you shouldn't be penalized because you don't use PCI. You know what I'm saying? And I was hoping to spark that conversation. Some people, you know, were respectful. Other people just called me straight up a trash can because I didn't use the settings that they use. But you know, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it matters what settings you use. It just matters whether or not you're good at the game. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel like you can beat me, step up. I'm down for the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Leave your gamer tag or your PSN or whatever in the comments. I'm down to run. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me, I stream regularly. You know what I'm saying? We could do it for the stream as Starlin Marte steals the base now, putting himself in scoring position with Francisco Alvarez in his 2-strike count. Two-seam fastball has some break on it. Drops to the bottom of the zone. 1-2 count remains.
2-2.
Nearly hits Alvarez. The slider, which has been giving us trouble today, fouled off by Alvarez. 2-2 count. Thought I put a good swing on that one, but it swung on and missed. Good fastball, high and upstairs. Wicks gets out of the inning. Marte stranded at second. Cubs due up at the top of the 5th.
Leading off for the Cubs, the right fielder, Seiya Suzuki.
Oh, 2 count to Suzuki. 0 for 1 on the day. This one swung on and hit up the middle. Leadoff single for Suzuki here in the 5th. Instead, Dansby Swanson takes a 92-mile-per-hour sinker upstairs. Swanson flew out in the 2nd. This one's going to be popped to center field. Bader going to be under it and make the catch. 1 out. Okay, I like that, Peterson. 3 strikes, 2 outs. I like that. It was very confident pitching right there from Peterson as Morale stuck left. Let me slow down. Stuck left staring was what I was trying to say. Stumbling over those words. 2 outs now. Yan Gomes steps in. 0 for 1 with a ground out in his previous AB. Sinker fouled off. We got a 1-1 count. Man still on first here with 2 outs. Count now 1-2. Curve misses low. And the changeup sets down Gomes on strikes. So this has been a good performance from David Peterson. The Mets looking to give him some insurance. They're due up in the bottom of the 5th.
Leading up for the Mets, the right fielder, Trey Thompson.
Trace Thompson steps up, slaps one to left field for a leadoff single. That's a good hit from Thompson. Good job starting us off. That's a fact. Overstand, definitely Klay Thompson's brother. Slider on the outside. 1-0 count. That one just under the elbow. Navarez takes it for ball 2. First strike of the AB is a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Trace Thompson on first. Navarez fouls one off. Count now even at 2. Mets in first place. Ooh. I'm telling you, man, that slider has been tough to hit today. 4th K of the game for Wicks. Intercepts Harrison Bader now. Been a little bit of a struggle recently for Bader. Batting average has dropped down to 200. Actually, I should say 203. 2-0 count. Now 3-0 count. Brett Beatty is on deck. .30 swinging. Gave him the green light. Probably shouldn't have. Second out on a pop-up for Bader. Here comes Beatty now. Three home runs for Beatty on the season. 3rd on the Mets. I think he's tied with Francisco Alvarez. Foul ball, count even at 1. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. Nice piece of hitting right there from Beatty. 2 men on now. Still wishing we would have had Harrison Bader on base as well. 2 outs, 2 men on. This one slapped down the line. And it is going to be an RBI double for Jeff McNeil. Whether lefty or righty, McNeil is always going to put up a good effort at the plate. Swinging early in this count right here. Hits it the opposite way. Left fielder has to track it down. Mets played a run and now have a runner on 2nd and 3rd. Starlin Marte up in the box here. Marte with a solid average with runners in scoring position on this season. He had a single in the fourth. Whew. Curveball in the zone. Mistimed by Marte. Actually, it's a good swing timing. Oh, man, come on. Fastball on the outside, call for a third strike, but Jeff McNeil able to get a run home on the RBI double. Mets go up 2-0. Start things off in the sixth.
Leading off for the Cubs, the first baseman, Matt Mervis.
Matt Mervis in now.
Nope.
1-1 count.
Nope. I'll do. No, that's a ball.
3-1 count now.
3-1.
Peterson works it back forward with the sinker. That has been his go-to pitch. Gonna throw it one more time and get the foul ball. This one rolled over, grounded to second. Jeff McNeil threw that one just a little too hard, but thankfully Alonso able to glove it. First out of the inning. Let's go ahead and get an arm going in the bullpen. We'll get Phil Bickford and Jorge Lopez. Actually, let's get Brooks Raley going in the bullpen too. One pitch, another one grounded to McNeil. Back-to-back outs. Nice assist there from Jeff. Mike Tauchman back in the box. Quickly down 0-1. Peterson looking to throw 6 scoreless. He's got the count now 0-2 against the Cubs left fielder. The pitch. Swing and a miss. David Peterson throwing a gem today. The Mets looking to add on to what has been a solid performance so far. Lindor, Alonso, and Alvarez do up for the Amazings.
Leading up for the Mets, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
Instead, Francisco Lindor now. Uh-oh, is this going to stay fair? It is. It's an upper deck shot. Ooh. Bangs off the Citi Field logo and bounces back onto the field. It's gone. Lindor now with 9 home runs on the year, and he continues to swing the bat well. 13-game hitting streak. The Mets take a 3-0 lead. Let's take another look at it. That is a no-doubter. Sends that one way up there. Boom. Right back onto the field. And that's Pete Alonso. Ooh. Swing and a miss on a splitter.
Hey! 0-2.
2 lefties warming up in the pen. 0-2 count to Pete Alonso.
Ball.
Pete caught looking at the sinker. That'll be the first out here. Speaking of strikeouts, 0 for 2 on the day is Francisco Alvarez. 2 Ks. Looking to change his fortunes in his third at bat.
That's out the corner.
Count even at 1.
Two balls, one strike.
Shout out to the New York Knicks, New York Mets, New York Yankees, New York Rangers. All playing good ball right now. I got to check in with the
2-2.
Islanders and the NYFC, see how they're doing. I got to check in with Atlanta United, too. That's my team when it comes to MLS. Do y'all want to see FIFA? I mean, I wouldn't mind picking up FIFA. Y'all let me know if y'all want to see that. We can run it. Alvarez makes contact with his right to Nico Horner. That'll be a second out here in the 6th.
Right fielder, Drake Thompson.
Trace Thompson up. Pops this one to shallow right. Suzuki runs in. Makes the catch, and the Mets are retired in the 6th. But not before. Francisco Lindor puts a big swing on the baseball and puts it out the park. 3-0 game for New York.
Leading off for the Cubs, the center fielder, number 24, Cody Bellinger.
No, that's a ball. One ball, no strike. Ball one. Out. Nope, that's inside. Ball. 2-1.
Leading up for the Mets, the catcher, Omar Narvaez.
Omar Narvaez
Strike one.
in the game. 0-1 count.
One strike. Strike. Woo.
Make it 0-2.
0-2. That's hit it.
Ooh.
Take your base.
Narvaez hit. He's going to make his way down to first base. Drew Smiley puts the leadoff man on after hitting him. As we get a look at his pitches, cutter, sinker, and a 12-6 curve. Throws the sinker at that time for a strike to Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader hits lefties well. Flew out in his previous at-bat on a 3-0 count. Good swing on this one. Going to do the same thing, it looks like, but this time to left. That'll be the first out. right, it says Brett Beatty. 1 for 2 on the day. Ooh, nearly gave chase to that one. Says we went. I beg to differ. 0-1 count. Make it 0-2 after Beatty fouls off the sinker. Base hit in his last at bat. It's going to foul this one up by grounding it to first. They're not going to go for the play at second. Mervis tags out Beatty. Navarro is going to advance to second. And that'll bring up Jeff McNeil. Already with an RBI double on the day. He's got a man in scoring position, trying to make this a 4-0 game for the Mets. Fouls off the inside sink. McNeil with the RBI double in the 5th. 0-1 count against Smiley. Fouls it off. 0-2 count remains. Make it 1-2. Hard to lay off the curve there, but we do just that. Count even at 2. Tough to lay off, but a very rare sight right there. Jeff McNeil strikes out, and that'll be the end of the 7th.
Leading off for the Cubs, the shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
I probably shouldn't be doing this, but David Peterson still in the game, getting some generous calls right there. This will be the last guy he faces. I just looked at his energy, and I'm like, oh, man. Peterson in the 8th now. And look, he's still doing work. Yo, I wish I could get a complete game shutout, bro. I'm so scared of injuring Peterson by leaving him in this game. Can y'all give me some stories about what's happened to your pitchers when you left them in the game past their energy being gone? I'm gonna push the limits, man. I actually know what I'm gonna do. There's an achievement for getting a 4-out save with your closer. So we're gonna set that up for Edwin Diaz. This one hit down the line. Brett Bates gonna have to make a good throw. He does just that. And Pete Alonso and the Mets can go ahead and bring out Edwin Diaz. What a game from Peterson. I wanted him to stay in and get the complete game shutout. I know he's probably disappointed. I'm disappointed that I took him out. I wanted him to get the complete game shutout, but we don't want to hurt the arm, man. We don't want him getting injured. So you know what time it is. If it wasn't copyright issues, I would be playing. Eight save opportunities, 8 saves. None other than Edwin Diaz. He's got a save opportunity right here. Diaz getting warm, should be good enough to go for this 4-out save opportunity. 0-1 count. There you see the numbers for Gomes against Diaz. 4 for 8 with an RBI. 1-1 count. Diaz gets a grounder to Lindor. Lindor gloves it, makes the throw, and that's a 3rd out for the 8th inning. Mets due up here in the 8th. It's Marte, Lindor, and Alonso.
Leading up for the Mets, the left fielder, Starling Marte.
In steps Starling Marte now. Hector Neris, your new pitcher. Oof. He's also got a splitter. That one gets a swing from Marte. A four-seamer, splitter, sinker, and slider are the pitches for Neris. Oh my goodness, what am I swinging at? Marte's ready to go home. 149 home runs on the career of the Mets outfielder, former All-Star with the Pirates. Marte's had a very solid career, man. You gotta give credit to Marte. 1-2 count here. Work the count back even. Couldn't catch up with the splitter that time. 2-2 count remains here against Starling. Marte grounds this one. The short should be playable for the shortstop.
One ball, no strike.
I honestly didn't realize what I did right there. My bad. All right, 1-1 count. So Lindor fouls off the sinker. Count now 1-2. Lindor put one in the bleachers in his last AB. Also has a walk drawn in this game. Puts a good swing on that one, but it's going to be right to the shortstop, Dansby Swanson. And that's the second out.
Now batting, the first baseman, Pete Alonso.
Here comes Pete Alonso. 11 home runs on the year. Francisco Lindor quickly catching up to Pete in that category. Big power swing right there from Pete. Swing and a miss.
One ball, one strike.
Lays off the splitter. 1-1 count. Pete also with 20 walks on the season. 382 on base percentage. A little too aggressive right there. Chasing the fastball upstairs. It's going to be fouled off. 1-2 count now. Mets with 2 outs here in the 8th. Edwin Diaz waiting to get back on the mound in the 9th. 3-run lead for the Mets. Neris in a 1-2 count against Alonso. The pitch to the polar bear is a ball. 94 miles per hour. It misses on the inside part of the plate. We got a 2-2 count. Pete having a good at bat here. We'll do 2-2 again. Neris' 17th pitch of the inning is on the way. And we'll do 2-2 once more. Count now full. Alonso looking to draw a walk. Keep this inning going. Full count. Another one fouled off. This one's going to make it into the seats. 3-2 counts. We get a look at all the pitches that have come across home plate in this AB. 10th pitch of the AB. Timing off on that one. Pete ends up striking out on what was a really good at bat. Neris throws a pretty good inning right there, and Diaz coming up to finish work for the Mets in the ninth.
Leading off for the Cubs, the first baseman, number 22, Matt Mervis.
All right, here comes the first pitch from Diaz. It's grounded. Oh, man, just barely getting through there. And Matt Mervis starts things off for the Cubs with a base hit.
Second baseman, Nico Horner.
Nico Horner now stepping in the box. 100 miles per hour on the gun's going to miss. Upstairs for a ball. This one's going to be popped up in the infield. Pete Alonso is under it. He'll make the play. That'll be the first out here in the top of the ninth.
Now batting, the left fielder, Mike.
So we said it earlier, Cubs struggling, but, you know, still early. Still can clean up their record. Right now they're not struggling to get on base here in the ninth, as that is the second hit of the inning, and on the tying run going to come to the plate, and Cody Bellinger.
Go ball. One strike.
Strike one from Diaz.
Ball one. 1-1.
Diaz known
Ball inside.
to put a base runner or two on. Doesn't mean he will not get out of this situation with no problem. Oh my goodness, that one's going to drop in. Runner's going to try to score and get home, and that one's going to be an RBI for Cody Bellinger. Bellinger's going to come out of the game for the speedy pinch runner. And now the go-ahead run at the plate in Patrick Wisdom. Diaz quickly got an 0-2 count on Wisdom. Wisdom able to foul off the slider. Diaz starting to get a little fatigued. Still got energy, though. Need him to finish the job right here. Ooh, close. Swing and a miss. Triple digits. Patrick Wisdom sat down.
Now batting, right fielder, Suzuki.
Check on the runner at first. No movement. But you don't want to make the third out trying to steal a base here either.
No.
Suzuki represents the final out here for Chicago. 3-1 ball game. Runners at the corners. 1-1 count. Diaz gets a nice swing and a miss. And now the Cubs down to their final strike. 1-2 count. The pitch. Ooh. Tough to lay off, but he does just that according to the first base umpire. We'll ask the umpire again. We're going to say he held up. Dansby Swanson is on deck. It's now a full count after 2 checks to first base. Here comes a pitch from Diaz. It's going to be a walk. So Diaz, a little bit of trouble here in the ninth. Dansby Swanson, who's 0 for 3 on the ball game, will step in and get the 25th pitch of the game for Edwin Diaz here. Bases loaded. Mets with a 2-run lead. 2 outs in the ninth. Strike one from Diaz. 22 pitches on the inning, 9 balls. To go along with 13 strikes. That's 2-1 count. This one hit down the line. 2-2. It's going to be weekly hit. Diaz not going to go home. He's going to go to first. And Pete Alonso, David Peterson, and the Mets put on a really good performance and get a clutch win. A little shaky in the ninth. Probably Edwin Diaz, one of his roughest outings. But he's still able to get the save. Ninth save on the year. David Peterson gets the win. Third win on the season. Jordan Wicks is your losing pitcher. So the Cubs played a pretty good game, all things considered, being that David Peterson was on one. They came back fighting in the ninth, but the Mets were just too much, and the 3-1 lead was just too much. Frankie Lindor sending one out the park, giving the Mets a 3-1 lead. The Cubs started to come alive late, but it was not enough as the weak grounder hit to Edwin Diaz was the third out. 5 hits for the Cubs, 1 run. 6 hits for the Mets, 3 runs. And that's your ball game. I go by the name of Beisbol. We're going to leave you with the box score. Be sure to follow us on all platforms. Check out the BYC Gaming Linktree. Peace out.
They left 5 runners on base. For the Cubs, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. They left 5 runners on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 35 minutes. Our paid attendance this afternoon at Citi Field, 41,922. The Mets thank you for your continued support and remind you to please get home safely.